What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of U4 Goblin Slayer Season 2. These are episodes 5 and 6. We did do a review of the last week's episode because there wasn't really too much going on in that episode, but unfortunately the same can kind of be said for this one as well. But I figure we may as well just go ahead and review these two episodes, considering um, it just seems like we should probably just go get these two out of the way. Not that they were bad episodes, but fairly just uneventful in terms of any like plot progression or anything like that. But
It's just
uh
basically just it's fan service too.
yeah, but yeah, with me as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah, so mainly the plot of these two episodes is about the elf archer being invited to attend her what was it, the cousin's wedding?
Yeah,
Or was it her older? I can't
was
remember.
it was it was her sister's wedding and she was being married to her cousin, I think,
Yeah. So
like her older
she
sister, I think.
Yeah, so she invites everybody else, including her own party members, including what was it, the guild girl receptionist,
Cowgirl.
the cowgirl and priestess also attend as well, and Goblin Slayers, of course, is a bit reluctant, even to go along with this because he's more interested in slaying goblins. But, he ends up, like, taking up some goblin slaying missions here and there before the trip. So, yeah, so basically this whole trip is just them, like, talking, like, there's not much going on, like, in terms of, like, the whole plot thing, like, about goblin slayers slaying goblins and all. It's
Yeah.
just like, many of the main characters just having fun, like, all just basically just slice of life stuff.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, they do when they're on the way to the elf village and they're going down the river, they encounter like some goblins try to throw rocks down to try to ambush them, and they have to deal with that. Um, but yeah, and we also, like you said, there is some fan service here too, because we get to see, of course, all the female cast in swimsuits, just bathing in the
Yeah.
river. Uh,
We do there's one thing I forgot to mention. We
yeah.
do see Sword Maiden again,
All
in
right.
episode 5.
Yeah. Uh, I I don't really remember the specifics of their conversation because yeah, Goblin Slayer goes to visit Sword Maiden, um, and I I don't I think they go over like some of the events of Goblin of the OVA, or I'm not too sure, but he basically, I think, fills her in on what happened there, um, and I don't know. It wasn't really too important anyway because a lot of it was also just um I felt like, her kind of also in a way sort of um hinting, I guess, that maybe she likes Goblin Slayer, kind of like how some of the other most of how the other female cast are kind of uh kind of hinted, I guess, that they have some affections towards Goblin Slayer, because we kind of get that with the Elf Archer as well, in this episode, or in these two episodes.
Yeah, but of course, Sword Maiden, has a bit of a pouty face that when
Yeah.
she doesn't get, like, a reaction from Goblin Slayer for
Yeah, I mean,
obvious
every
reasons.
time this happens, of course, it's always pretty one sided because the Goblin Slayer does the only thing he really cares about is just killing goblins.
Yeah. But yeah, but by the time the next episode rolls around, like you said, a group of goblins do ambush them during in the river, and then of course they take care of that. But of course, they never go back to it. Uh, by the end of this episode, so it's just
Well,
basically
that when
the
the
female
brother shows up, or well, yeah, not the brother, the cousin of Elf Archer shows up. He mentions about how they wiped out the rest of the goblins, I guess, that had ambushed them earlier. Um, but he shows up, like the Elf Archer before this mentioned that they were near, I guess, the outskirts of the elf village, and of course the next day they get woken up by um the cousin of Elf Archer, who's basically, of course, first thinks that they had kidnapped the Elf Archer, but of course learns that wasn't the case, and we kind of just get more comedic shenanigans with him,
yeah.
like, finding her, of course, like just laying there and like I guess just in her night nightgown with the rest of the female cast. Uh,
Yeah.
but and then of course he escorts them to the elf village, which is just a village of giant trees that the elves live in.
Yeah, and they eventually meet the high elf archer's sister, the forest princess, and I think it says Goblin Slayer also meets with another elf girl he rescued after
I don't
meeting
remember
the
this.
priestess.
When did this happen? Because it seems like they're
Um,
referring to something. There was something. I guess the Goblin Slayer had saved her at some point. But I don't remember
I
this.
Probably that happened in season 1, and
Yeah,
he tells this elf girl that he killed every single goblin, that well, that ended up torturing her and raped her.
yeah.
So, um, yeah, and of course, nothing else happens after this, and but they also go over like this creature they call like the one who stops water or something like that, like um apparently, of course, it's like a dragon-like creature,
Mm.
that you know that that's pretty much like I guess native around like the elf village area. I don't know if, but yeah, that's basically it. And
Well, the episode also ends with the this giant creature showing up, destroying the elf village. Which at first, like I guess they think it's a because Goblin Slayer was told about the elephants in an earlier episode, and he assumes that this thing is because it kind of looks a little bit like one that it might be like an elephant. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm not really sure what it is. I think it'd be kind of funny if it is an elephant because of I but I don't think so. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just this giant creature that shows up to destroy the elf village. Probably something that maybe the goblins are using as like a weapon, I guess, or maybe they had tamed some creature and they're trying to use it to destroy the elf village. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it seems like maybe in the next episode we'll get some action or something will happen. But yeah, these past two episodes have just been more, uh, like you said, slice of life oriented and not really a lot of plot progression happening or anything. And I mean, probably not in the next episode either because it just seems like this is more so like kind of I guess sort of a mini story arc with them visiting the elf archer's village, and seeing her sister get married. um, I guess it's more so to somewhat more so develop Elf Archer as a character. I guess, um, but I mean it's not bad. It's just kind of, uh,
yeah. I just feel like it's just it's just dragging out.
yeah,
In my
yeah. But I don't really have too much else to say about the episode though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
I mean, it's fine if you're interested in fan service,
Yeah,
uh, but I just feel like I don't know. It just doesn't really have the same feel as season 1 did, in my opinion. I mean, it's nice to have like some slice of life moments here and there, but for this to drag on for at least 2 episodes like this, I don't know. It kind of slows down its momentum.
yeah. Well, it could also just be the case of the point we're at in the story. That's just maybe that's how it played out in the light novels too. Um,
Yeah.
is that they're just kind of adapting it as it was and there. Um, but yeah. But yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.